Hello there. We're going to start the video where this indicates. So we'll be like basically on the west side on 376. Look at the beautiful, like the Ozark Mountains. It is beautiful. We were not going this fast, by the way. We're speeding this up to keep the video short for you. So we're getting ready to turn on to Highway 76, which is the strip here in Branson. Now we'll slow it down a little bit for you. So this would be the west end. That's at 76 and basically Shepherd of the Hills. 376 from the route that we came from, but Shepherd of the Hills if we would have gone on through that stoplight. So you can see some of the staples, you know, the chain restaurants, brands you're familiar with. There's the Nashville Roadhouse Theater on your right. Schlotsky's brand new behind that. And, you know, everything you need is here in Branson. And there's a lot to do. There's no question. I just feel like it's missing something, and I don't know what it is. And I don't know if it's just an era gone by or if it just needs an injection, some new blood, basically. Some new people working at the tourism or the chamber, maybe a new agency, kind of focusing in on what people want, you know, as we move forward. I do notice, like, off to the right there are hotels that, you know, are just closed, you know, which is, I don't know if that's COVID that wiped it out or what. 2021 saw an increase over 2019 here in Branson. Readily available headline on Google, so you can check that out. There's the Duttons off to the right. They had a fire recently. This is being taped in July of 2022, by the way. So I don't know if the Duttons are back up and running there. There's the Lodge of the Ozarks, really nice place. On the left, you can see a go-kart track there. 3-4 different floors, kind of cool. Lots of go-kart tracks. Well, I shouldn't say lots. There's a handful of them, along with putt-putt golf. So, you know, stuff that you would expect in a family tourist area. Lots of fun. I haven't seen a kid with a frown. I mean, the kids are usually having a blast, so. And we go ahead and edit right through these stoplights so you don't have to sit in traffic during this video. So you're welcome. Up to the left is the Titanic Museum, which I've heard is recommended. I haven't been there yet. We're going to be here for a while longer. And we need to go to several shows. Clay Cooper Theater was right on the right. I know he's a Branson staple and helps out with the Chamber of Commerce and tries to do as much as he can for the area, which I respect. Pretty cool. The Biggest Meatball, maybe you've seen that on other videos, other people that do videos about Branson. There's King Kong up on the right there. Kind of neat. And that's the Wax Museum, the Hollywood Wax Museum, by the way. Wonderworks is up there, straight ahead in the road there, the upside-down building. That's Wonderworks. But lots of restaurants. One of the stats that I saw said 400 restaurants. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, that's... Cheddar's off to the left there, across from the Presley Theater. That's brand new. So that's promising that somebody would spend that kind of money on a brand new restaurant. I've seen Cheddar's close in other markets, so it's interesting that they're opening in Branson. So good news for Branson, I think. It's a great restaurant. Landry's on the right, wonderful, out of this world. Seafood, good stuff. Wonderworks, like we talked about. Some hotels right on the strip. Sometimes, you know, you've got sidewalks lining both sides. Other times you don't. And I don't know if you'd want to walk your family across this road or not. I don't see crosswalks. I kind of think that they need crosswalks, but I wasn't involved in the planning. So there's the aquarium off to the right, back in there. And several shops. I saw a stat that said over 20,000 hotel rooms. I think that's way off. I really do. I think it seems like it's way more. There are so many hotels and condos down here. It's unbelievable how many there are. There really are. And some of them are starting at as low as like $49, $50 too. So you can find those deals online. Tanger Outlets on the left. No, I didn't almost hit that car. Speeding the video up just a little bit for you. And the video camera was on the top left of the car. So off to the right is Price Chopper. I did not have a good experience there. I don't want to hurt that store for them, but we didn't like it. And the Walmart right next to it is horrible. Stuff not missed. That's a bad one. There's another Walmart in Branson Hills, not too far north of this, where we're driving through right now. Much better, cleaner, nicer. They actually have things, so worth the drive if you're driving here. Shoney's, which I haven't seen for a long time. So there's things here that work in Branson that don't work anywhere else. This is a big complex here, Grand Country. You can tell if you've been in Branson or you're from Branson that I don't know anything about Branson other than what I'm experiencing on a day-by-day basis. We're here for an assignment. We'll be here for a little while. I know there are other videos on Branson from people that are from Branson that do a much better job. Off to the right there, we just drove by another hotel that's closed down. There's quite a few of those. I've seen over 10 hotels that are completely abandoned and closed down. I can't tell if that's COVID or the effects of COVID, or if it's just the old being replaced by the new. I don't know. Here's another restaurant. I don't know if it's a restaurant / theater or was, but it's closed down. Massive place. Looks like somebody spent a ton of money on it. That roof alone's $150,000. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, that's a brand new Panera off to the right. Those aren't cheap to put up. So that's a good sign for Branson when people want to invest that kind of money right on the strip. Coming up on the left here is Dolly Parton's Stampede, and right across the street from Legends Theater. So both staples in Branson. Everybody recommends both. We just talked to a couple that in their 50s that went to Dolly Parton Stampede last night with no kids, just the two of them, and they loved it. They thought it was fantastic. So no silverware. That's what I hear. You can bring silverware. It's frowned upon, but you can, and if you don't want to eat like chicken and corn on the cob and a baked potato with your hands, then by all means, bring some plastic silverware with you. Hertz Donut on the right. Like I said, I edited out the stoplights so you don't have to sit there. When you're here in real time and in person, you will have to sit in stoplights. And traffic, this was shot, like I said, in the middle of the day, middle of the week in July, triple digits. So traffic's not that bad. I mean, you hear it's horrible. It's not that bad, at least right here. On the left, there was a car museum that's apparently world class, just really something to see. There's a toy museum here, too. We went by that early on. It's on the west end of the strip. Lots of churches, Methodist church on your right there. Lots of churches in Branson. I'm going to get to more on that here in a second. Off to the left, some big, who knows what they were going to do with that. And then off to the right, that's for sale, that parcel. And so is the one to the left. So who knows what that was going to be, but it's for sale. Massive, great location, of course, on the strip. We're heading toward downtown, by the way. There is a little bitty downtown here area in Branson. Notice the couple of closed hotels on your right. That yellow sign, there's one up on your right. Just abandoned. Old hotel, just closed down, just sitting there empty with the pool 10 feet from the street, which I love. You know, they're like, yeah, just put the pool right next to the highway. It's no big deal. There's another hotel that's shut down. So, I mean, it's for sale. You want to buy a hotel and come to move to God's country, then there you go. There's several of them here. And that's no joke. There really is. This is a Baymont Suites, Baymont Inn, just completely redone. People have been working on that, so it looks pretty nice. Pretty clean, pretty nice. There's a contractor in the parking lot. I don't know if you saw that when you're going by. Another hotel on the left there. Branson Welcome Center is to the left. The visitor center, really nice. Really nice. And, you know, another thing about this is that everyone here is nice. It's the weirdest thing. This was called Hamburger Hill by somebody we watched another Branson video on. That guy does a nice job, and he called this Hamburger Hill. So I don't know if that's really what it is. Abandoned taco restaurant on your right there. Don't know what happened, but looked like a good idea. But they're amongst the giants, you know, all of the usual suspects for hamburgers and things. And when you got a big family and you got kids with you, probably not a bad idea to have all those places there, a little bit cheaper. So Best Western on the left, pretty nice place. They take pretty good care of it, at least from the outside. I don't usually drive in the middle of the road, but I was going to turn left, and I just tried to go back in the right lane there, so sorry about that. There's the downtown straight ahead, the Hilton on the right. Behind that Hilton is Lake Taneycomo, and Lake Taneycomo is the backdrop to the Branson Landing. So south of that bridge that I just took that picture on, this is the campground. That's actually video, not a picture. And then north of that bridge is the south end of the Branson Landing. So this is driving along the Branson Landing. On your left is the Branson Convention Center, which is an absolute beautiful building. There's Bass Pro, of course. Owner lives in the area. Johnny, everybody says he is a really incredible human being, so don't know anything about him other than I know he started the Bass Pro Shop in Springfield, Missouri, I believe, 35 miles from this location in the video. Off to the left, the Hilton, beautiful. And then there's condos inside the Branson Landing, condos and hotel space. You cannot take pictures in there or video, but it's beautiful. Take my word, it's really, really nice. Some people come to Branson and they don't even go there. Who knows why? It's just really, you should go see it. This is still the Branson Landing. So on the other side of the Bass Pro Shop, all the way down here, turning into here, that's still the Branson Landing. And Paula Dean's back there kind of represents the end of it. But tons of shops and places to eat and places to grab a cocktail. So this is going back up into downtown. There is thrift stores and restaurants, souvenir shops. What you'd think would be in downtown of a very tourist location. So all good. You know, this is all good, but I'm kind of freaked out still. I feel like there's something going on and I can't put my finger on it. It just feels like the soul's missing, you know, all these buildings for sale and, you know, big, huge places that were once full of families. No one's there. This says nearly 10 million people visit every year in Branson. That was now that their own tourism center said only 7.2 million. So they should get with the other people, lift that up a little bit. 8 million here. 65% of the visitors come from outside a 300-mile radius, which is interesting. 3 lakes, Taneycomo, Table Rock, and Bull Shoals. All beautiful, by the way. They really are. And this, you know, more than 20,000 hotel rooms. I'm thinking that's off. I feel like it's more. Some of them may be closed now, but I feel like it's more than that. Tons of churches. And this is where I'm wondering if there's a correlation between Branson kind of changing and the number of churches, because this was a church group destination for years, still is. But as you know, whether you're a believer or not, America is walking away from religion, especially with the millennials and beyond. They're walking away. And, you know, it's real easy to spot on the internet. This was from the Pew Research Center from 2018 and 2019. In 2019, there was a a decline here in Branson of the shows. One article said 2021 was a little bit better than 2019. So my hope is that Branson can figure it out so it doesn't fizzle out. I am weirdly fascinated with this town. I don't know why. I think there is a ton of opportunity, and I feel like they need to get some new blood maybe in there to try to figure out what the problems are. And I feel like they could use some nightlife. That's definitely missing here. Some real nightlife, world-class nightlife. And
Branson, Missouri. My dad says it's like Vegas if it were run by Ned Flanders.